ladies outside tonight. You right there. Yeah, I see you with them stilettos on. You got on my favorite color on them toes. I bet we jet back over to the hotel. We can leave at noon.
Got it all, cause your body is fine and you're blowing my mind. Got it all, shorty tryna make you mine. Got it all, from the waist side. Know you're riding well, the OT and stateside. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, you're looking good. Know you're rolling well, the front to a backwood. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, roll with me. Know you tipsy over 2 cups of Hennessy. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, I'm getting right with you. Come and spend the night with you. Oh, girl, got it all. Cause your body is fine and you're blowing my mind. Got it all. Shorty tryna make you mine. Got it all, from the waist side. Know you're riding well, the OT and stateside. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, you got it all.
Yeah, girl, you smell good. Yeah, girl, you look fine. Yeah, you a little freak, even when you on FaceTime. Yeah, girl, you got it all. Yeah, girl, you got it all. Yeah, she from Brentwood, whipping on wood grain. Got a Mercedes 82, whipping in out of lanes. Baby girl, you scheming. Got a nigga fiending. To the left, to the left. Go ahead and be little Beyonce off to yourself. Going to the left, going to the left, going to the left, going to the left, yeah.
Got it all, cause your body is fine and you're blowing my mind. Got it all, shorty tryna make you mine. Got it all, from the waist side. Know you're riding well, the OT and stateside. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, you got it all. In a row, foreign status with my name on their toes. These status acknowledge me, honestly, put the seat back, and I gotta see bottles alone. Mama wanna suck in the swallow me, wax ties. Welcome to the check-in report. I am your humble yet gracious host, True and Living. I'm in the building. I'm not your homie, I'm the one and only macaroni. We got an action-packed show today. We got a lot to get to. Yes, I am back. If you must know, I put the video out. I was stuck in the Middle East during the attacks on Iran and the attacks in the Middle East. It was an eye-awakening ordeal. I may want to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about the travelers that got stuck out there. I was one of the travelers that got stuck out of there. And I have my critiques of the U.S. government. I don't feel like the U.S. government did enough. And a lot of people feel that the U.S. government did not do enough evacuating the U.S. citizens. So we're going to talk about that tonight. I wrote down some of the topics. Give me a second. We're going to talk about the Clinton hearings. I never got a chance to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Marine that got his hand broken in the court. That pretty much goes into the whole Trump, Iran, Israel thing. We're going to talk about the Democrats at the Jesse Jackson funeral. the Democrats went to the Jesse Jackson funeral, and no matter if you hate or you love Jesse Jackson, the man deserves to be respected, right? Why did the Democrats make the Jesse Jackson funeral about Donald Trump? They went to the man's funeral and made it all about Trump. Why didn't you make it about the you know the great things that Jesse Jackson did in terms of civil rights, working with MLK, all of the Rainbow Coalition, all of the great things running for president, all of the great things Jesse Jackson has done civil rights wise. Why did the Democrats choose to make this an opportunity to kick in, Trump's back? I thought that was kind of a little distasteful. This is not that. This is not time for that. Leave that for the campaign trail. Leave that for your books and your interviews at NBC. This was a moment to honor Jesse Jackson, not for your little Trump digs. We're going to talk about 50 Cent's diss record. 50 Cent made a diss record at King. And we're going to talk about Michael Eric Dyson and Fat Joe and Jay-Z's backhand dealings. And is he trying to, change the narrative? Is he working behind the scenes, trying to do things, in terms of, manipulate other artists? We're going to talk about all those things today, right? This is my first live back. I haven't done a live in a while. Salute to FB. I see FB is in the building. He says, my dude Trump said, F them niggas. Yeah, man. Listen, man. Let's get into that first. U.S. citizens, and I seen an article on this. U.S. citizens feel stranded. U.S. citizens stranded in Middle East. Listen, man. Listen. The State Department is accused of slow assistance in Iran war for Americans abroad. Listen, man, I was out there, right? I was out there. So nobody can't tell me nothing. I was in the Middle East when this whole thing happened. And let me give you my experience. And not only my experience, I'm going to give you the experience of other people that were out there. I talked to other people that were out there. People from Philly, people from Florida, people from different places in America that were also stranded out there with me. And I can only give you my experience. My story is this, right? I was on a flight headed to Thailand. I was going to go to Thailand, I was going to go to China, and I was going to go to Vietnam. So I was making a transfer flight, right? So I was on the flight, I was on the flight from JFK, and I was supposed to land in Dubai, right? So I had no idea what was happening, right? For a very long time, right? And on the plane, I was watching a couple of movies. I was enjoying myself watching movies, caught up on a couple of movies. There was an option on the when you're on the plane, you got the little screen there. There was an option to watch live television. So I saw, let me watch some live television. And they only had two channels. They only had CNN and BBC, right? So, I'm sitting on the plane and I'm chilling. And I was like, let me watch a little CNN. Let me see what's going on in CNN. So I click CNN. And the first thing on the screen is I see Trump on the screen talking about fire and destruction. Fire! Hellfire! He was on there talking crazy. Remember, I'm on a flight to the Middle East. That's the last thing I want to hear is fire and destruction. He's at one of the press conferences. He's talking about, they just did a strike on Iran and it's going crazy and this, that, and the third. And I'm just thinking to myself, wow, man, this is all going down while I'm headed to the Middle East. So this is kind of crazy, man. I hope this doesn't affect my trip. I hope this doesn't affect, what's happening. Because, I'm supposed to, keep in mind, I'm supposed to land And we're gonna get to people get to people stranded out there, because I have some some things to talk about and some videos to play on that. But I'm on a flight. At this particular point in time, I'm about 2 to 3 hours away from Dubai, right? So I'm seeing this on the TV screen that Trump is talking crazy. He's talking about fire and destruction in Iran. He's talking about, we may have to lose a few American lives through the course of this war. I'm just like, this nigga's talking crazy. And I pat my brother. My brother was with me. He was on this trip with me. So I pat my brother. I was like, yo, do you hear this, man? He's like, what? Yo, Trump is on here talking crazy. So next thing you know, we get the pilot tells us that we will be stopping not in Dubai, but in Muscat, Oman. I'm like, Muscat, Oman? Where the hell is that? I need to go to Dubai to make my transfer. Little did we know that Iran had been bombing Dubai to shit. Fire! 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 Missile strikes at the airport. I saw the footage. Missile strikes at the airport. Missile strikes at the air bases. This is all while I'm on the plane, while this is going down. Meanwhile, I'm looking at the plane that we're in. Let me just give you my experience. I want to give you my experience. Meanwhile, I'm on the plane. The plane is busting U's in the sky. It's making circles in the damn sky. Because we are not sure if we can land in Dubai or not. The pilot is unsure is it safe? Can we go? I'm guessing they're calling back and forth from the airplane place, and they're probably telling them that no, it's not safe for you to land. You got to go to the next country, or go to Oman. Remember, this is a 13-hour flight from JFK to Dubai. The plane can only take but so much gas. So the plane busts like 3 UEs in the sky. At a certain point, we wound up landing in Oman, Muscat, in the Middle East, right next door to Dubai. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is just maybe a temporary place. Maybe we'll get out of here in a couple of days. Maybe I'm not even thinking a couple of days. I'm thinking maybe an hour. Maybe we'll get out of here in an hour. Maybe a day. I proceeded to stay in Oman, Muscat for the next 4 days. Fire! 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 No help from the U.S. government. No help from the U.S. Embassy. No help from the airline company. No help from the travel agency. So in the meantime of me sitting there and standing there, and the airline did take care of my hotel. Salute to the airline. The airline did take care of the hotel. But in the middle of me staying there, I'm looking at reports of the United Kingdom government is working on getting its citizens out of the Middle East. India is working on getting their citizens out of the Middle East. I'm looking at all these different countries working on trying to get their citizens out of the Middle East. I hear nothing about the U.S. government that started this war doing anything to get us out. Fire! 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 Which brings me to this article. The State Department is accused of slow assistance for stranded Americans. They stranded us out there. There were people out there for days. People like me. I came to a point, and again, I'm giving you guys my experience. I'm giving you guys my experience. It came to a point that I could no longer wait for the airline company. I could no longer wait for the United States government to get me a ticket out of there. I could no longer wait. I couldn't sit there and wait while you're bombing the country across the street from us, while the United States is at war and I'm an American in the Middle East. I could not wait for the U.S. Embassy to reach out, for the U.S. government to reach out, for the airlines to do something, giving us a redirected flight. I had to take my money and buy my own ticket up out of that place. I feel like they stranded us out there. The U.S. government did absolutely nothing. They nobody contacted us. The airline. Let me tell you. I'm just giving you guys my experience. There were so many calls going to the airline that they took the phone off the hook. Yes, they took the phone off the hook. It got to a point that there were too many calls. They said, you know what, we're going to take the phones off the hook. They took the phones off the hook. Let me see if I can play some of the videos of some of the people stranded out there. There was a video of a woman stranded in Dubai. A woman stranded in Dubai. See if I can play her video. I think this is her. Yeah, Houston woman. Yeah.
Imagine being
I seen this video of this woman from Houston. She's stuck out in Dubai. I think she's still stuck out there, trying to figure out how she's gonna get back home. A lot of Americans got stranded out there, and the United States government did absolutely nothing.
In Dubai right now. Shanice, thank you so much for your time and joining us. I know we were talking, you went to Dubai to celebrate your 30th birthday. You were supposed to leave on March 1st. Here it is now, March 3rd. You're still stuck there. Where do things stand right now this morning?
Everything is very quiet in Dubai now. It's definitely quieted down. We attempted to catch a flight to London, unfortunately.
And that's what I had to do. Luckily, I was in the country of Oman. If you don't know anything about Oman, Oman has good relations with Iran. And that's off the premise of, and let me just pull up the country that I was at. Just give me 1 second. Because I had to make a flight to London myself to get out of there. The country of Oman, though. And it's a beautiful country. Country of Oman. I want to salute the country of Oman. It's a beautiful country. Oman. Yeah, the country of Oman. Beautiful country. You know. Yeah, it's a beautiful country. The country of Oman. But the reason why Oman, you know, we didn't get a lot of action in Oman. There wasn't a lot going on, except at the ports, because Iran was beefing with Oman about the ports, because I think Oman does a lot of trading with, you know, Saudi Arabia and things of that nature. But in terms of them, you know, bombing the country and anything, nothing like that happened. And that was based off of the premise that Oman has no U.S. Military bases. Look, Oman, U.S. military bases. The United States military maintains a strategic presence in Oman, primarily utilizing RAFO Tumna. Wait, hold on. Give me 1 second. Does Oman have U.S. military bases? Yes. Oh, so they do. Okay. Yes, the United States military has access to facilities and with roughly personnel, key locations. Wait, they have access to the facilities in Oman, but they don't have their own base. They don't have I don't believe they have their own base. But in Oman, you know, Iran was. I heard that Oman and Iran, they have good relations. So out in Oman, you could kind of get out of there. But if you were in Dubai, if you were in Doha, if you were in Saudi Arabia, it was going down. It took me 4 days to get a flight out of Oman to London. But let's get back to this woman's story, because she said she was trying to get a flight to London. That's what I had to do. I had to get a flight from Oman to London to New Jersey, and I had to drive to Long Island. So let's get back into her story.
We wasn't able to take that one, but we are hopeful that we'll be on the next flight out tomorrow.
So you were telling me initially you were trying to get to London, and they told you you actually had to have a visa to get to London. So at this point now you have to wait for another one?
Correct. That is correct. They had stated, I guess it's a new policy that London had put into place that now you have to have visas. So we wasn't aware of that. And so it's very unfortunate, but we were able to find one that's going to hopefully bring us directly back to the States.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that all of this is happening to you. And I know for so many people over there, they're dealing with the same thing. Talk to me more about how I imagine it's very busy and hectic in the airport right there now.
Oh, yes. So we actually traveled to Abu Dhabi airport this morning. We started our journey there about like 7:30. So we woke up about like 6 a.m. to get ready. But it was like a wave of people just came in, and I just felt like it could have just been a little bit more organized, but I understand with everything and the situation that's at hand.
And if you don't know, the government, the United States government, did absolutely nothing for these people. They didn't reach out. They didn't pay for the hotels. They didn't help them get a new flight. It was the Dubai, I think the Prince of Dubai. The Prince of Dubai, he took care of the hotels out there for the people. He was out there holding the people down and getting, people getting, he put a ruling out that no hotel could kick out people during this time, because it was a lot going on in terms of, the whole Iran thing going on. So the United States government wasn't doing anything for anyone. It wasn't reaching out. It wasn't doing anything. And a lot of people feel, like the United States government didn't do enough to get us out. Where was the love and compassion for the American people? Getting us the hell out of there. I'm just a kid from Long Island. I ain't got nothing to do with these towel heads dropping bombs. Get me the hell out of here. This nigga Trump left us out there. I don't care y'all niggas out there. Trump left us out there stranded. Nigga didn't give a damn. Nigga ain't give us a heads up. He ain't look out. He ain't say nothing. He just he just left us out there like, yo, bro. Like, come on, bro. I'm looking at all these different countries doing something, trying to get their people out, working on flights. And to see the United States government do absolutely nothing is ridiculous. How far, it begs the question, I have to ask the question, how far is Trump willing to go with this war? How far is Trump willing to go with this war? And I want to hear from the Trump supporters. Listen, when the election was going on, a lot of you Trump supporters, you subscribe to the channel. Some of you are still here. I want to speak to y'all tonight. Is this what you voted for? Did you vote for Trump to get us in an endless war with Iran? Did you vote for Trump leaving Americans stranded in the Middle East during war? Did you vote for this? I need to know. I need to talk to the Trump supporters tonight.
Why it could have been that, but it's very tense in the airport. A lot of people are trying to get out. A lot of people are traveling back to Europe. A lot of people are traveling back to America. So just being patient and just hoping that our time is next.
Yeah. How frustrating and how much of a headache is this for you? Because you were telling me too, your expenses right now are not being covered. You're paying for this yourself out of pocket.
And that's my thing. The same thing with me. Keep in mind, I just paid for a trip to go to Asia. That's in the can now. I couldn't make it to Asia. Now I have to pay for a flight back home because you guys got me stuck in the Middle East and you won't let me fly to the country that I need to be in. I'm trying to get out of here because I don't want to be stuck in the Middle East and it's a war going on. So now I gotta pay for a flight to get my ass back home as soon as possible because you got me stuck in the Middle East. This is what the U.S. government did to the people. I mean, you could have gave us a heads up. You could have told us something big was coming in the next coming weeks. No type of a warning. Here I am. I'm dressed to the T for my vacation. I got my cocoa butter. I got my toothbrush. I got my Hawaiian shirts. Thinking I'm headed to a nice country. I'm gonna have some daiquiris. I'm gonna have some beers on the beach. No, Negro. You're gonna be stuck in the Middle East for 4 days straight.
Other countries are covering expenses, but that's not happening for you.
That's correct. We are covering everything out of our pocket, our shelter, our food. Nothing has been covered by the government.
I did see that. Now, I was in Oman. She was in Dubai. I did hear that the Prince of Dubai. Let me see if I can look this up real quick. The King of Dubai. Prince of Dubai helps travelers. Let me see. I read something. Let me see. Prince of Dubai helps travelers in Dubai during attacks. Following the Iranian drone and missile attacks in the UAE in early of March 2026, Dubai Crown Prince Sheikh Hamad bin Mohammed and the UAE President Sheikh Mohammed appeared in public at the Dubai Mall and reassured tourists and residents that they interact with crowds to project stability with the president. Hold on. Because I heard he did something in terms of the hotels. Maybe I read that somewhere. Let me see. Hotels. At hotels. See if I can put this in. Yeah, the government maintained that hotels provide free extended accommodations and meals for over 20,000 stranded travelers. So he did put out a transition in order to help travelers. So I don't know why she didn't take advantage of that. I don't know if they swindled her. I don't know what the business was on that. I'll have to look back into that. But I did hear that the prince did handle that. He was supposed to handle that. And again, I was in Oman. She was in Dubai. So we were in two different places, but I did hear that the prince did handle that. But I want to hear from the Trump supporters tonight. I had a lot of Trump supporters on my channel during the election. I want to hear from you guys tonight. Tonight is the night I want to hear from you guys. Anthony says, why are U.S. citizens in Iran in the first place? No, Anthony, that's the thing. U.S. citizens are not in Iran. U.S. citizens are in the Middle East. They're in Dubai. They're in Saudi Arabia, right? They're in what else is out there? Abu Dhabi, Doha, Qatar. These are places that people go to. I met a guy from Philly. He was going out to Saudi Arabia. There's plenty of women. They go out to Dubai. They go to Abu Dhabi. All of these places are in the Middle East. I don't think any U.S. citizen was in Iran. when that whole thing jumped off. But a lot of U.S. citizens were in the Middle East. And a lot of people weren't even there on the premise of staying there. Like me, I wasn't there. I wasn't there on the premise of staying there. I was there on the premise of making a transfer. I was only going to Dubai to make a transfer flight to Thailand. My layover was going to be 2 hours. I was going to spend 2 hours in Dubai. I was going to wait for my flight, and then we were going to go to the next country. And that was going to be it. All of that stopped when the missile attacks happened. So a lot of people weren't traveling or going or wasn't staying in Iran. They were just in these other countries in the Middle East that happened to have these, and a lot of people travel to the Middle East, and there's a lot of things in Saudi Arabia, a lot of things in I know Dubai is a lot of tourists go to Dubai. Qatar is a beautiful country. So a lot of these places people were visiting, and they were traveling. Some people were just traveling back home as well. People didn't take that into consideration. Some people were just traveling home. All of that had to stop. Let's get back to this woman.
I will say they're very great at keeping us calm in the situation, but as in expenses, we're covering everything on our own.
Got it. So right now, at this point, you're waiting to see if you'll be able to get on another flight
and
tomorrow.
And I'm gonna be honest, bro. This is bad for if you're like a woman. If you're a woman, you're in a foreign country, you're by yourself. You're not with your husband. You're not with your man to hold you down. It could be, it could be a very scary situation for a woman to be in a foreign country. You don't have your man with you. You don't have your husband with you. It could be a scary situation.
And that will bring you right directly back here to the U.S.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. We are thinking of you and all of your friends. I'm so sorry this happened on your 30th birthday of
My
all
30th,
birthdays.
it's okay,
Yeah, it's crazy. And I want to know, do y'all feel like, because I mean, some of y'all, I know some of y'all wasn't out there. Y'all don't know what it was like. Y'all could only hear the stories. But do you feel that Trump left niggas out there? I feel like Trump left niggas out there. I feel like Trump left niggas out there. I think he felt like he just left niggas stranded out there. Get your way back home. Figure something out. Go get you a bus ticket, nigga, and find your way back. That's what I feel like Trump did to niggas. He just go find yourself a bus ticket back, nigga. Go hop on. Y'all remember the Chinese buses? Anybody from New York? The Chinese bus. You get your little bus from New York to Virginia. Trump pretty much said that to us. Go hop on a Chinese bus. Find your way back to New York. Find your way back to the States. So yeah, I feel like Trump left niggas out there stranded. And let me see if I'm sure there's probably more. Hold on. U.S. citizens. Hold on. U.S. citizens. Citizens stuck in the Middle East. I know I can't be the only one. I know that I can't be it was over 20,000 people, Americans stuck in Middle East amid travel. Let's see this woman's story. This is CBS. Let's see this woman's story.
Before you throw another controller, maybe break up with your lag.
Niggas were stuck out there.
To Optimum Fiber, the best internet.
Niggas ain't give us no type of nothing. They didn't. The airlines couldn't do nothing for us. Trump, the government couldn't do nothing for us. They wouldn't work with us. They wouldn't give us a flight up out of there.
Right now, airspace and airports closed as the U.S. and Israel hammer Iran with missiles. That means stranded travelers in many Middle Eastern countries are trying to find ways out. CBS News correspondent Chanel Call tracking these stories as Americans do their best. You've introduced us in the last 24 hours to people who
stuck out there.
are trying to get through any way they know how. Any progress?
Well, I want to reintroduce you to someone that I spoke to actually a couple of days ago on Sunday, Reed. I mean, you can imagine just how terrifying this moment now is. Sasha Hoffman, she is from Chicago. She happened to be in Dubai when the war started. She was on vacation there. When I spoke to her on Sunday, Reed, she was pretty patient about this and calm, and she thought she...
FBA said, Trump said, y'all strong and independent. You know, essentially, that's what he did say. Essentially, he told a bunch of women that were on vacation, in Dubai, yeah, y'all strong and independent. That's a fact. And, essentially, that's what he said. And, I just want to ask Trump supporters, right? I just want to ask Trump supporters, how far is Trump willing to go in this war? How far is he willing to go? He's talking about American blood will be spilled. He's talking crazy. This is your sons. This is your daughters. This is your future. He's talking about American blood will be spilled. For the people who voted for Trump, listen, a lot of y'all came through here during the election season. Trump is talking about American blood will be spilled. Let's play this video. Let's play this video of this Marine. This Marine went out there to talk. Marine hand broken. This Marine, hold on. This Marine went out to speak against this war happening in the Middle East. He went to speak out against it. Let me see if I could find the video of him speaking first. Marine. Hold on. Marine speaks. Let me see. I seen the video of him speaking. I'm trying to find that. He was speaking about this war. What's this man's name? Yeah, Brian. Yeah, Brian McGinnis. Okay, hold on. Brian McGinnis. I just want to hear his opening before we play. What happened to him. And like I'm saying, I'm asking, how far is Trump willing to go in this war? How far is he willing to go? I got hauled out has been exposed as a. Hold on. He is a Marine. Let's put some respect on his name. He is a Marine. Say what you want about him. He is a Marine. Anybody critiquing him can say whatever they want. The man has served. Have you served? Have any of y'all served? The man is a, he served this country. Is that him? Waving the flag? There we go. I just want to play this video of him speaking before we play the other thing.
Senate and ask them why they're. Hey guys, I'm here in D.C. trying to speak out against the Senate and ask them why they're going to send our men and women into harm's way when our elected officials said that there would be no war. Anybody who feels disillusioned and betrayed by our government, you're not alone. Join us in demanding accountability for this betrayal. Free Palestine, free America. Let's go.
So this Marine, he went to go to speak about the injustice of this war. He went to go speak that, we don't want our kids and our babies dying in foreign countries for the interests of Israel. And he went to a hearing to speak about this, and it was a whole kerfluffle. Now they're saying they're exposing him for being pro-Islam and all that. I don't really care about that. I mean, if he's pro-Islam, I don't really care. I mean, the man has served, and he deserves to speak his piece. Now, this is what happened as he speaks about what's happening in Israel. He speaks about the things that are happening, and they toss this man out. out the hearing.
Out. No one.
Look how they handled this man. This is a United States Marine. And it goes into what I said. How far is Trump willing to go in this war? How far is he willing to go? We got policemen breaking the arms of Marines for speaking against Israel, speaking against the United States government, attacking Iran. How far is Trump willing to go? He's talking about the blood of United States citizens will be poured. How far is Trump willing to go? Y'all don't want me to get into his handlers. Should I get into the Trump? I wish Sinclair was here so we could talk about the Trump handlers. His handlers kind of scare me. I'm sure you guys know about Jared Kushner, some of the other handlers around Trump. How far is Trump willing to go? Let's play this video.
Out. No one wants to fight for Israel.
His hand. Oh, his hand.
Broke the man's hand. This is a Marine. This is a man who fought for this country.
Sir. Let go of your hand. Let go of the door. Let go of the door. The senator broke his hand. A sitting U.S. senator just broke the hand of a Marine. Sir. Control your Senate. I'm stuck in the door.
I wanna talk to you Trump supporters. Where are you Trump supporters tonight? I want to talk to the Trump supporters tonight. Where are you guys? A lot of you guys subscribe to my channel. During the election season, a lot of you guys were checking in. You were kicking in the back of Kamala. And, oh, man, you guys were loving it. You guys were loving it. Where are you guys? I want to talk to the Trump supporters. Trump supporters, I want to speak to you tonight. Is this what you voted for? Is this what you voted for? Did you vote for a war with Iran? Did you vote for Trump to be a puppet of Israel? Did you vote for, Marines getting their hands broken for speaking their piece? Did you vote for United States citizens getting stranded in the Middle East while the United States attacks a foreign country? Did you vote for this? I need to know. Fire! 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 I need to know if you guys voted for this. I hope Sinclair pops in tonight because I know Sinclair voted. I'm only saying Sinclair pops in here because I know Sinclair voted for Trump. So I do want to talk to Sinclair in terms of her voting for Donald Trump. One of my mods. Salute to Sinclair. Did you guys vote for this? Did you vote for this? Is this primarily what you wanted? Did you envision this in the first 4 years of Trump? Did you envision this in the second term? Did you say that, because, when Trump was running for office, he was running off the premise of, tighter borders, border security, helping, financially, the country wasn't doing too good financially. He was more speaking on these issues. Now he's dragged us into a war. Whether you like it or not, he has dragged us into a war. And I got to tell you, as an American citizen, I did not feel safe in the Middle East. I didn't feel, and salute to Omen. I'm not talking about Omen. I felt safe in Omen. Omen Muscat, Oman is a beautiful country. They treated us very well at the hotel, right? The airline that took care of what they needed to took care of, right? So I'm not talking about the country of Oman. I'm not talking about the city of Muscat. I felt good there. I felt safe there. I felt good there. But I didn't feel safe in the Middle East. I want to ask the Trump supporters, did you vote for this? Did you vote for this to happen? Did you envision this? Did you say, you know what, in the next 4 years, I want my president to go to war with a Middle East country? Anthony says, we were promised no more wars. That's a fact. What did Trump say? No more wars, right? Let me see if I can pull that up. Hold on. Didn't Trump say that one time? No more wars. No more wars. What happened to that? What happened to that mantra? Trump. Hold on. No more wars. What happened? What happened to that? This is in 2025. This is Trump in 2025.
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective.
Let's play that again. Let's play that again. Play that again. Let's play that again.
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. Our brave troops have now been fighting in the Middle East for almost 19 years. As a candidate for president, I loudly pledged a new approach. Great nations do not fight endless wars.
I've been a recovering neocon for 6 years now.
Did Trump swindle the American people? Listen, I think Trump supporters, you guys should just admit you got swindled. You drunk the Trump Kool-Aid. This was the same man promising you no more wars, no more wars. Now look, you're in a war with Iran. Let's get back into this video. Hold on.
Sir. A U.S. Senator just broke the hand of a Marine. A U.S. Senator just broke the hand of a Marine. You're a coward. Punk. Yeah, go fuck yourself. What'd you say? Senator? Go fuck yourself. You were a shit seal. That's why you got kicked out. Fat ass.
Everybody sit down, please. Sit down, please. Everybody sit down, please. Everybody sit down, please.
Trump supporters, is this what you voted for? Is this what you voted for? I need to know. Do we have y'all in the bill? I'm looking. I'm just asking. I'm only asking a question. Is this what you guys voted for? I need to know. Because a lot of you guys drunk on the Trump Kool-Aid. Let me see if I can play the Trump. Let me see if I can play that press conference Trump had. We was talking about the Iran, the military strikes in Iran. Fox News. Let's see if I can find that joint. A couple days ago, he was talking crazy. See if I can play some of that. Let me see. Trump updates on Operation Epic Fire.
Small business accounting software, supercharged.
That was the military operation that they did, Operation Epic Fire, out in the Middle East. Let's hear what he got to say.
This important ceremony, and there's no ceremony that can be much more important than this. Let me provide a brief.
You guys drunk on the Kool-Aid of this man. Can we just admit, Trump supporters, the Trump supporters that are here, can you just admit that you're drunk on the Kool-Aid?
You don't find that suspicious?
You drunk on the Kool-Aid. You thought that this white 70-year-old man, this billionaire, this criminal, this man in the Epstein files, this felon, you thought that he actually cared about the American people. He swindled you. He bamboozled you. Are any of you Trump supporters going to acknowledge that maybe, just maybe, that Kamala was the better fit? Are any of you going to acknowledge that? Fire! 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 Are any of you going to acknowledge that maybe Kamala wasn't that bad? Maybe Kamala was the better fit. Maybe Kamala would have been a better person for the job. Are any of you guys going to admit that tonight? Are any of you guys going to have the balls to admit that? That maybe we should have gave Kamala a chance? Maybe, I'm just asking.
Update on Operation Epic Fury. Today, the United States military continues to carry out large-scale combat operations in Iran to eliminate the grave threats posed to America by this terrible terrorist regime. Following our obliteration of Iran's nuclear program in Operation Midnight Hammer a short while ago, we warned Iran not to make any attempt to...
And let's keep it a buck about the United States. They got their hands full. They got a lot going on right now. You're funding the Ukraine war. You're kicking down the door in Venezuela. Now you got us in the Iran war. You got a lot going on. You got a lot going on right now.
Rebuild at a different location because they were unable to use the ones that we so powerfully blew up. But they ignored those warnings. And
yeah, but let's get to the next topic. Because there's a lot more to talk about. Let's get into because I just wanted to talk about how Trump left niggas stranded. He left niggas stranded in the Middle East. The government left us stranded in the Middle East. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it real. I looked at all these different countries. They were helping their people get out of that country, helping them get out of that region. The United States did absolutely nothing for the American people to get us out of there. I'm just calling a spade a spade. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it trill. They did nothing to get us out. They did nothing. The embassy told us to just shelter ourselves. The airline said we can't do nothing for you. They left us out there stranded. So for all you Trump, glizzy gobblers who think Trump gives a damn about you, I'm here to tell you he don't give a damn about y'all. He left over 20,000 American travelers out there stranded. Because he want to drop bombs for Israel. Well, let's get to the next topic. Let's get to the Trump. Let's get to the Bill Clinton hearings. I'm gonna go to law and crime for that. Law and crime. Clinton. Let's get to that. Let's get to the next topic. But I just want to talk about how Trump left niggas stranded out there. He left niggas stranded. All right. He left niggas stranded.
Whoa. What's that?
Let's get to the hearing for Bill Clinton. I never got a chance to talk about this. Bill Clinton and the Epstein files, Hillary Clinton. standing by her man. Let's listen. We got to put some respect on Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton stood by her man. She stood by her man during the Monica Lewinsky trial, the impeachment. She stood by her man. You gotta respect it. She stood by her man. Cum stains on the church pants. She stood by her man. Blow jobs in the Oval Office. She stood by her man. Infidelity. She stood by her man. Put some respect on Hillary Clinton. A lot of people like to, clap at Hillary. She stood by her man. Even in this deposition. In this hearing, she stood by her man. But let's get into it.
Witness, please state her name for the record.
Hillary Rodham Clinton.
William Jefferson Clinton.
Is there any reason you were unable to provide truthful testimony in today's interview?
No.
I don't believe so.
Former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton face off against a congressional committee in separate depositions on the Epstein saga. And we have some of the most fiery moments.
We're going to get into this deposition. We're going to get into... It was some interesting moments in this deposition, so I wanted to play this a little bit.
Caught on tape. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
If you don't know, Bill Clinton has been, he's been, he's been in the Epstein files. Let's see if we can pull up some of the pictures. Bill Clinton. These were some of the pictures he was looking at. Bill Clinton. Epstein. Pictures. Listen, they got him, He was out there hanging out with Epstein, getting massages, allegedly getting his, his dingling touched in the pool. We're gonna talk about it tonight. Let's get back into it. Let's get into it tonight. Let's get into it. Let's see what they talking about. Let's see what they're talking about tonight.
Things out on social media. If you're into content creation, you might be wondering how we're.
Let me ask this: do y'all think Bill Clinton is a PDF? If you was hanging out with Epstein, we all know, we heard the stories of Epstein. Allegedly, Epstein is a PDF. So is Bill Clinton a PDF? Jay-Z is in the Epstein files, or allegedly somebody called a hotline and implemented Jay-Z's name. Is Jay-Z a PDF? Just asking the question.
Able to share so many of these clips from all of these stories so quickly. Well, we use something called Opus Clip, which is an all-in-one AI editor that makes it so easy to cut, create, and upload videos across any platform. Through AI, Opus Clip generates B-roll, reframes footage, and it even cleans up audio. It is so easy. You just visit opus.pro/sidebar, you sign up, you upload, and in minutes you will have perfectly edited clips ready to go for TikTok, Shorts, Reels. Opus Clip is your one-stop shop, and having a tool like Opus Clip means that our producers can get you viral courtroom updates instantly. This is the most powerful tool there is to share ideas like a pro. So go to opus.pro/Terry. And by the way, he's a bit controversial because there were communications that would suggest he really.
Let's get to Hillary's deposition first.
Commentator on.
Let's get to her first.
Secretary, as she is testifying from inside this room, can you please advise me as to whether or not that's permissible and consistent with the rules, particularly given that we have asked for a public hearing? If there are photos that are being released of the Secretary as she is testifying, can you please explain?
Yeah, she got pissed off because I think they were releasing photos of this hearing or deposition. She got pissed off, and rightfully so. If that was in the agreement, they kind of did her wrong with that.
Explain how that
I'm done with this. If you guys are doing that, I am done. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home. This is just typical behavior.
We will go off the record.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
So I would like to understand how that's permissible.
Before the hearing was. It doesn't matter. We all are abiding by the same rules.
I will take that down.
Yeah,
So
well.
I would like to take a break at this moment.
Yeah,
I'd like to have
I'm
a
done
conversation.
for now.
Go off the record. Go off the record.
Eventually, the testimony resumed. But now, I want to move on to something else, okay? I think we all knew this was probably going to come up. Monica Lewinsky, the president's former affair.
Listen, Hillary Clinton Hillary Clinton held down Bill. She held him down. The man was walking around the White House with cum stains on his church pants. Hillary Clinton said, you know what? That's my man. She stood by this nigga. She stood by this adulterer. She stood by this man. She stood by this cheater.
Right. I mean, there's a lot that came up over this when you knew the Clintons were going to testify. And after they testified, the argument came up that people say this is another example of Hillary Clinton addressing her husband's actions, this time with respect to Epstein. But there is an apparent connection that Republican...
I used to say, if I hear...
Wait 1 second, y'all. We got to deal with, I'm not paying for no YouTube premium. We don't do no YouTube premiums. You know? Give me 1 second. Let's get back into it.
Vocal about the handling of the Epstein files and the need for further action. But take a look at this.
On December 19th, 1998, President Clinton was impeached on charges of perjury and obstruction of justice, which directly related to his extramarital affair with Monica Lewinsky. Is that correct?
Yes.
And your husband was impeached for perjury related to sexual behavior, correct?
I didn't understand what you said.
Your husband was impeached for perjury related to...
The answer is yes, bitch. He was in there getting his he was in there, Monica Lewinsky was in there bobbing for apples. Bob with the bang, bang, the biggie. Bobbing for apples. Slop on my knob. Corn on the cob. Check in with me. And do your job. Lick on my butt. Listen, Monica Lewinsky was doing the job you should have been doing, Hillary. And you respected it. You let it go. And I respect you for that. Let's get back into it.
Sexual behavior, his sexual behavior.
He was impeached for several.
He was impeached for getting a blowjob and lying about it. Keep it real. He was impeached for lying to the nation about getting a blowjob.
Reasons, and then was acquitted in the Senate.
And your husband flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane 17 to 26 times, correct?
7 to 26 times. Now listen. If you flew on a nigga's plane over 26 times, let's say you flew on a plane 20 times. Don't tell me you don't know this nigga.
You don't find that suspicious?
Don't tell me that you don't know a nigga, but you flew on a nigga plane 20 times. That's cap. That's 1,000% cap. You telling me you don't know a nigga, but you flew on a nigga plane 20-something times. Come on now. You flew on this dude plane for 20 times. To and fro. You was getting massages on the plane. Getting your Peter sucked. Stop it, Bill. You knew Jeffrey. Jeffrey was your man. Y'all used to do the 2 mans on the island. Stop it. Stop it. Y'all was doing the 2 mans on the island. Stop it. Y'all had it on lock out there. Stop it. Y'all was doing the 2 mans out there. We got to stop it. Let's stop lying. Democrats, stop lying. Let's continue.
He made several trips with different legs on the trip, as I recall.
But he flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane
Yes,
17 to 26 times. Were you aware that Secret Service was dropped on some of those flights?
That is not my understanding.
Where they were not on some of those flights?
That is not my
So
understanding.
your understanding is that Secret Service was on all of the flights that President Clinton was on?
That is
with
my
Epstein?
understanding.
By this standard of behavior, multiple crimes.
And keep it a buck. Secret Service, they was probably on there getting their Peter sucked too. I think everybody on those flights was getting their Peter sucked. Everybody was getting massages. Everybody had a box of pizza. Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real.
Credible accusers, including Juanita Broderick, who alleged rape against your husband. Your husband was disbarred in Arkansas, lost his law license before the Supreme Court, flew on Epstein's plane dozens of times, visited Epstein's island.
Let me put a poll in the chat. Give me 1 second. Let me put a poll in the chat. Put a poll in the chat. Put a poll in the chat. Put a poll in the chat, man. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Is Bill Clinton... Hold on. Is Bill Clinton... Let me put it in caps. Give me 1 second. I have to ask this question. Is Bill Clinton a PDF? Because let's be real. We all know Jeffrey Epstein to be a PDF, right? We all know Jeffrey Epstein to be a PDF. We all know Epstein to be, we've seen the files, we've heard the testimonies, we've seen the pictures, we've seen a lot, right? Now, we've seen Bill Clinton getting a massage from what looks like a young underage girl. We've seen him in the pool, like he ain't got no shirt or pants on, and him laid back like this. Is Bill Clinton a PDF? A lot of black people have shown love to Bill Clinton, even though they really should never have, because he really did nothing for black people. He just massively incarcerated them, did nothing for black people. Did Bill Clinton, or is Bill Clinton rather, is he a PDF? He was looking at the pictures. We're going to get to it. He was looking at the pictures, cracking a smile. And listen, that's what men do. When men, when they reflect on a session, when they reflect on the last time, they crack something, they do a little smile. They smirk a little bit. They think about that time. They put the thumb in the butt. They're just reflecting. They're just thinking about certain things, They crack a little smile. Is Bill Clinton a PDF? I'm just asking the question. Let's get back into it, though.
That is not true. That is absolutely untrue.
Well, there's documentation in the DOJ files. I'm not sure you're aware, your attorneys have told you, but Jeffrey Epstein told one of the victims to lie to investigators, to lie that Bill Clinton was ever on Epstein Island. I can provide that document to you.
We would like that document, please.
Yeah, counsel, because actually the files say just the opposite. Epstein himself denied he was.
These are FBI notes from an interview with a victim, and I can get you the victim number and the case number and the files. These are notes from a 302 interview.
If you'd like those, are you going to provide those now?
I don't. That's not my line of questioning. She brought it up, but I have a document.
I'm sorry,
I can give
you're making a representation as to the facts.
I didn't enter anything as an exhibit.
But it's factually inaccurate.
No, I can give it to you later. I can go find the document, make copies of it, and give it to you this afternoon.
Thank you so much.
Okay. By your standard of pattern of behavior.
Entertain me in the poll. Is Bill Clinton a PDF? Entertain me in the poll. I want to know tonight. Let me put it in the chat. Hold on, let me put it in the chat. Hold on. Let me also put it in the chat. Is Bill Clinton a PDF? Because if we know, give me 1 second. Is Bill Clinton... Give me 1 second. A PDF. Because listen, if we know or we feel that the evidence on Jeffrey Epstein is overwhelming, right? He had underage girls on an island. He violated them. He was wilding out. He was doing this, that, and the third, right? If we have that knowledge and we have that proof, and then we see Bill Clinton on these pictures, if we see Bill Clinton getting massages, Bill Clinton doing all these things, right? Can we just close the case on Bill Clinton too and just say he was a pedophile too? I'm asking the question. Again, I have no knowledge. I am not saying that this is a truth. I was not there. I'm asking you, the viewer. Was Bill Clinton a PDF? If you're on this island with this person that we believe to be a PDF, and he engaged in PDF activities, and you were there with him, I mean, listen, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. I'm just asking the question, but let's continue.
Behavior. According to documents released by the Department of Justice, your husband appears in photos in swimming pools, hot tubs, aboard Jeffrey Epstein's private plane with unidentified young women. We came here today and you told this committee that a pattern of behavior demands accountability, correct?
I said that I believe the committee should call anyone who had a substantial pattern and practice of contact with Jeffrey Epstein and his crimes before they came to light.
Does that include your husband?
And after they came to light. You're going to have a chance to question him tomorrow.
So I'll ask you again, by the standard you just set, in your own words just now, does this standard apply equally to your husband or only President Trump?
Listen. I don't care what none of y'all say about Hillary. She held down her man. And at the end of the day, that's all you can ask for a woman. All you can ask for a woman is to hold you down. And I feel like Hillary did that. She's holding this nigga down. Remember, this nigga has embarrassed this woman countless times. He got caught smashing a chubby Monica Lewinsky. He got dragged through the mud, impeached. Hillary stayed with the man. She held him down. And now she's in this hearing still holding him down. I respect Hillary Clinton. I do. I respect Hillary Clinton because she's been holding her man down. She continues to hold her man down. I respect it.
I have said that my husband has been subpoenaed. He will appear. He will answer your questions to the best of his ability. But there is no evidence whatsoever of any connection with Jeffrey Epstein's crimes.
I disagree with that. He was in a couple of pictures, what looks like to me, possibly, allegedly, could be underage women. Doesn't mean he did anything with them, but it could, it looks very criminal. It looks like he engaged in something. And we know Bill Clinton's pattern, his sexual nature. The man can't contain himself, right? He couldn't contain himself when he was in office. So why are we to believe that he could contain himself on Epstein Island? Right? Am I wrong to believe that? If he couldn't contain himself in the president's office, if he couldn't contain himself in the Oval Office, he couldn't contain himself when he was president, why are we to believe he could contain himself on Epstein Island?
And I think that will be obviously apparent in the questioning.
What makes you so sure of that then? I mean, he's photographed.
Objection is to speculate on something that's not.
Yeah, it is so speculative. I mean, swimming in a pool, sitting in a hot tub, there are millions of people who do that without any improper behavior or certainly committing any crimes. So I think
most of the men are like your husband that did anything wrong? Why were they being surrounded by young women, giving them massages on Jeffrey's private estate or private plane? Are they all innocent then?
You are making assumptions in your questions that have not been proven and I don't believe are provable.
Okay. Why did you wait 6 months to have this hearing today or have this testimony?
I've answered that. I thought that given the way that other witnesses who were subpoenaed at the same time were being treated, that there was an unfair treatment of both my husband and myself. And I thought that, especially from my perspective, I had very little, if any, information to provide you, and that I could have done it in a sworn statement, and you could have moved on to depose somebody else who might have more information that would be beneficial to your
I have two more
investigation.
questions.
We'll get back to the hot tub a little bit later, but now I want to talk about Howard Lutnick once again.
Let's not get back to the hot tub. Let's get to Bill Clinton. Let's see what Bill Clinton talking about. I'm gonna see his reaction. Because he had me cracking up the way he was moving, bro. Let's get to this.
Actions and investigations of Mr. Jeffrey Epstein and Miss Ghislaine Maxwell. Can the witness please state his name for the record?
William Jefferson Clinton.
Thank you.
And here is Bill Clinton's opening statement.
I'm here today basically for two reasons. First of all, I love my country and the Constitution, and I believe America was built on the idea that no one is above the law, especially presidents, and that we should all live by the same set of rules shaped by the Constitution. Democracy requires every person to play their part, and I hope that by being here today, we can bring ourselves a little further away from the brink and back to being a country where we can disagree civilly and search for the truth and justice, and that outweighs the partisan urge for spectacle and point scoring. I will do my part, and I hope you'll do yours.
A dog just like yours at home after his Wellness Whimsies dental treats. 6 primary ingredients make up Whimsies, and when
Hold on, y'all. I just want to get to the part where he was looking at the pictures. After that, I'm done. We can go on to the next topic. I'm gonna get to the part where he was looking at the pictures and he was I think it was cracking a smile looking at the pictures, like reflecting on the session he had. Nutty.
The reason I'm here is that the girl justice, but through my brief acquaintance with Jeffrey Epstein, though it ended years before.
See, that's my thing. He's talking about a brief acquaintance with Jeffrey Epstein. You was on the nigga flight 20 times. You was on a flight with this nigga over 20 times. You're telling me it was a brief acquaintance. That's a lot of times you was on a flight with. You was on this flight.
Where his crimes came to light. And though I never witnessed during our limited interactions any indication of what was going on, I'm here to offer what little I know so I can do my part to prevent something like this from happening again.
And I will tell you, he had some thoughts about his wife's deposition too.
I have to just say one personal thing. Since Hillary came in yesterday, she had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. Nothing. There's a picture of us both shaking hands with him in a photo line in 1993 at a fundraiser for the White House Historical Association. I don't know how it is under President Trump, but when I was there, it was about the most non-political operation you can imagine. There were people who loved the White House, who were interested in it, would give a little money every year to do things that needed doing around the house. And nothing nearly as extravagant as the ballroom or any of that, just things that had to be done. And neither she nor I remembered shaking his hand all those years ago. So I don't think that was right. On the other hand, I do think you should be talking to me. I think you should have called me. I did take those plane trips with him.
Okay.
And you have a right to ask those questions. So
You admitted to that?
Glad to be here, and I understand what the oath is. I have to be honest with you. You know, I'll be 80 years old if I live to my next birthday. I don't remember everything that happened 24 years ago, but I do remember some things, and I will tell you what I remember as best I can.
Do you remember the blowjobs? Do you remember the massages, the naked massages? Do you remember the naked twister? What do you remember, Bill? We want to know.
We, each of us, owe the victims nothing less than the truth and accuracy. We owe that to the American people.
Again, there is an argument that Hillary Clinton really wouldn't have much to.
Yeah, I don't believe Hillary was on those. I don't think she was on those excursions. I don't think Bill was having Hillary on a threesome wave or nothing like that. Or I don't think Hillary was down with that. I don't think Hillary was ever there. I think this was like a boys night, boys type of, boys club type of thing.
Provide or answer for with respect to Epstein or Maxwell, even though, by the way, Maxwell was a +1 at their daughter Chelsea's wedding, but it was really the focus was on Bill, right? It seemed that he had a lot to answer for. So this is where Bill Clinton talks about his first encounter with Jeffrey Epstein.
And you mentioned that your first memory of interacting with Mr. Epstein was on your first trip. Which trip specifically?
I'm not sure which one it was. Which one was the first? I took
how many trips,
all
nigga?
or parts.
How many trips, nigga?
4 or 5 trips to Asia and Africa.
4 or 5 trips? But you talking about you don't know this nigga like that. You telling me, yo, I don't know this nigga like that, and we wasn't really cool like that. You telling me all of this, but you took 4 or 5 trips to Africa with this nigga? Stop it. Stop telling me you don't know this nigga like that. If you telling me you don't know this nigga like that, but you took 4 or 5 trips with this nigga to Africa, get real. This was your man's. This was your man's. Y'all been on plenty of 2 men's together. Y'all been out. Y'all been partying. Y'all been pulling up with the joints. Y'all had the little underage joints or whatever, allegedly. But don't tell me this wasn't your man. It was your man's.
And one to Northern Europe on Mr. Epstein's airplane. And once when I was in Florida, I was offered a ride back to New York, but I wasn't there having an. It was
Bill. This was your man. Let's stop fronting. This was your man. Stop acting like Jeffrey Epstein wasn't your man. Y'all was on plenty of 2 men's together. Plenty of blowjobs together. See, this is what I don't like when niggas act like this. When they act like, oh, nah, it wasn't really like that. Nah, nigga, it was like that. It was like that. Yeah, this was your man. I'm sure Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein, allegedly, they probably been in a room together. Getting their Peter sucked. Now you don't know a nigga? Now you acting like the nigga don't exist? Stop it. Keep it real. Keep it real, Bill.
just coincidental that he was there, and I think that was fairly early in the process, but I don't remember exactly. I just know that I did. I took one flight back from Florida to New York, and all are part of several other, I think 4 or 5 trips to Africa, Asia, and one to Northern Europe.
Then he gets more into the nature of his relationship with the deceased financier.
Can you briefly describe the nature and extent of your relationship with Mr. Epstein?
I'd like to know that as well.
Well, sometime after I left the White House, either in late 2001 or early-ish in 2002, I received a call from Larry Summers, who had been on my economic team and was later Secretary of Treasury and was then president of Harvard. And he said that he was calling because a man named Jeffrey Epstein who had made a substantial commitment of several $1 million. I think it was 10, but whatever it was, I don't, to brain research. And that he was a
I need y'all to hit that like button. The people that's in here, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. For the few people that's in here, hit that like button for me, please.
information hungry person, and he wanted to spend some time talking to me about economics and politics. And he said, he's got this massive airplane, and he said he would take you, your staff, your Secret Service detail, anybody else you wanted to bring on the trips that he knew I was planning to set up a global network to provide life-saving AIDS medicine to as many people as possible, as quickly
I think that's cap.
as possible.
Mr. President, when did your relationship with Mr. Epstein end?
When did it end? Well, I believe I took my last flight in 2003. Now, later I became aware of some involvement he had in the first Front and Global initiative, but it was much later.
Why did your relationship with Mr.
Look at the hand shaking. Now, I don't know if he's dealing with some type of ailment. You know, Bill Clinton is, I'm sure he's in his 80s. But, you know, it's a lot of shaking. Now, a lot of this looks kind of, you know, kind of alarming for people who's watching this. You know, Bill doing all this shaking and stuff like that. But, you know, people have been noticing that. He's doing a lot of shaking in this deposition here.
Epstein end?
Well, after a year or two, we really picked up a head of steam with this AIDS program, and a lot of other people whom I knew better and who really cared about the work came forward and offered to help us provide transportation. And I thought Mr. Epstein was an interesting man, but I didn't think he was really interested in what I was doing. That is, he asked all these questions. He did ask about economics and politics, as he said he would. And he never asked me anything untoward. It's just that I thought I had done what I promised to do, and he had done what he promised to do. And I thought I'd always, over the years, with these donors, tried not to overstay my welcome. I thought that we'd done enough, and then it's time to start working with other people.
Again, with the
When did
shaking.
you first learn of Jeffrey Epstein's crimes?
I think in 2008, when he was prosecuted. There's nothing that I saw when I was around him that made me realize he was trafficking women, and I never.
How do you know, Bill? I mean, I'm just keeping it real. You're in photographs with this man getting massages by young girls on the plane. You're in the pool, you know, you're out there with your hands behind your head looking relaxed. How did you know? Did you talk to these women that were on the plane? Clearly there were women around Bill. Can't get around that, Bill. Respectfully. We see the footage, we see the video, the photograph with you with the girl massaging your back. There were girls around. There was girls around. Did you talk to these girls? Did you ask them if they were being trafficked? Did you ask their age? Inquiring minds want to know that.
Let's talk about Ghislaine Maxwell. When did you first meet Ghislaine Maxwell?
I believe I first met her with him. when she was working with him.
And what did you understand, Miss Maxwell, and what did you understand her relationship to be with Mr. Epstein?
I thought she was sort of his chief of staff or administrator.
And you said that you first met Miss Maxwell with Mr. Epstein. Is that after you were president?
Yeah, I don't believe I met her when I was president. I could have. I met a lot of people, you know, I don't remember, but I definitely remember meeting her on that first flight.
Can you briefly, for the record, describe the nature and extent of your relationship with Miss Maxwell?
It's a good question.
Yes, it was. It lasted longer and was more extensive than my relationship with Mr. Epstein, because Ghislaine Maxwell started going with a man named Ted Waite, who had made a lot of money making the first sort of self-designed computers. And he was a big supporter of mine and the foundation before he started seeing Glenn. We had been friends, and he was interested in, particularly in reducing pollution in the oceans. And so when she started going with him, I would see her from time to time.
And when did your relationship with Miss Maxwell end?
Hold on.
Did you ever?
Breaking news.
I want to get to the part where he was looking at the picture. I'm trying to get to that. I'm trying to get to that. Give me 1 second. 1 second.
We have Virginia Guffrey, who has testified.
But I'm not sure.
Okay. Did you ever visit Epstein's Little St. James?
Questions.
Yep.
Mr. President, do you recognize this
I do.
letter? And for the record, does this appear to be your handwriting? And now,
Hold on.
there's a word that our committee has not been able to identify, and in our defense.
Thank you.
Okay.
We do have.
What a thrill.
Have it. It's quite enlightening. If you watch this,
Yes, it's noted.
it'll
Yes.
give you a different feel.
Thank you.
Okay.
We don't have it with us right now.
Okay,
We do
thanks. I just
have
wanted
it
to
as
make
well.
sure he knew the
And so were there other people in that pool or hot?
I don't know why we can't find that part where he's looking at the footage, not the footage, the pictures. He's like cracking a smile. Hold on. I don't know why that's not in here. That's the part I want. That's the part I want to see. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that. Bill Clinton smiling. There you go.
Okay.
Mr. President,
You're not gonna tell me he wasn't on the two mans with this nigga. Bill Clinton, you was on the two mans with Jeffrey Epstein. You was on the two mans with Jeffrey Epstein. It's no lie. You know, the footage is there. We seen the footage. We know what we seen, bro.
we have about 5 minutes remaining in the majority's first hour, so I just want
Hey,
to ask.
he's smirking about it. Come on, bro. Yeah, so I mean, I just want to ask that question. In terms of Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton. Now let's get into let's get into Jesse Jackson's funeral. Rest in peace to Jesse Jackson. I feel like the Democrats, they went to the funeral and they made it about Trump. I thought that was very distasteful. Give me 1 second. One second. 1 second. Dang. Dang. Hold on, y'all. 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I feel like they made the funeral about Trump. Like, why did y'all make the funeral about Trump? Y'all made this funeral like this is supposed to be about this great civil rights activist. You know, listen, man. Jesse Jackson deserves to be honored the right way. Don't get up there talking about Trump. Like, who cares about Trump right now? You're honoring Jesse Jackson. I feel like the Democrats, Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, they went up there and they decided to make this about Trump. This is not about Trump. This is about Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson is a great man. He's done a lot of great things, man. Why are y'all making this moment about about Trump? And that's what I feel like the Democrats did.
Each day we wake up to some new assault on our democratic institutions. Another setback to the idea of the rule of law. An offense to common decency every day you wake up to things you just didn't think were possible.
Obama, this is not about Trump. This is Jesse Jackson's funeral. Focus on the great works of Jesse Jackson. Focus on what Jesse Jackson did for black people. Why are you sitting up there talking about what Donald Trump this and Donald Trump that and alluding to Donald Trump? Let's talk about the great things of Jesse Jackson. Why are you guys using Jesse Jackson's funeral as a political moment? This should be a moment of honoring Jesse Jackson. And some people are going to say, well, Jesse Jackson was a civil rights activist and this, that, and the third, so this was in the spirit of Jesse Jackson. I think that's hogwash. If you're at a man's funeral, you should honor the man. This is not about politics. This is not about, Jesse Jackson has fought his whole life for civil rights, doing this and doing that. I think he deserves to be honored at his funeral. And not for people to be wasting time talking about other things. Honor the man. Let's talk about Jesse Jackson. Let's talk about the great works he did, the civil rights he did, the Rainbow Coalition, running for president, all the times he was on the front lines, working with MLK. There's so many things you could get into with Jesse Jackson, but you choosing this moment as a political moment to clap at Trump, I just think that was just very distasteful from the Democrats. And they've always been distasteful. They're a distasteful party.
Each day we're told by those in high office to fear each other and to turn on each other. And that some Americans count more than others. And that some don't even count at all. Everywhere we see greed and bigotry being celebrated and bullying and mockery masquerading as strength. We see signs.
All this because he posted you as a monkey? You and your wife as a monkey? But Barack, you treated black people like monkeys. You didn't do nothing for black people. You didn't work on a reparations bill. You didn't work on a hate crime bill. You didn't work on any type of initiative, any type of agenda specifically for black people. You did it for LGBTQ. You did things specifically for them, but you know, black people who voted for you in the high 90s in the historic election of 2008, they got absolutely nothing for you. So I mean, that's really a spit in the face. So just because you and your wife got, you know, put up on the video as a monkeys, it ain't got to do with the black people. I don't feel no tribalism when it comes to Barack Obama. There's no tribalism when it comes to Barack Obama. Barack Obama made it clear in his presidency that he was not a president for black people. He was a president specifically for the American people. So I'm not going to subscribe to tribalism when it comes to Barack Obama. You have delineated. You took the oath of office and you delineated on day one. You said, no, I'm not doing nothing specifically for black people. At least, and as much as people kick in the back of Kamala Harris, right? At least Kamala was working on initiatives specifically for black people in America. If you look at the things that Kamala was proposing for black America, for minority groups, at least you could say she had a plan. She was working on something. Barack Obama did nothing. Fire! 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 You know? So, you know, Barack Obama, you know, he to me, he's just a clown. You know? And this is the same man who Jesse Jackson, and I know they probably patched things up, but Jesse Jackson wasn't really rocking with Barack at one point. Let's put that video up. But Jesse Jackson said he was gonna cut his balls off. Y'all remember that? Jesse Jackson said he was gonna cut his balls off. Oh, cut Barack balls off. He said he's gonna cut the man balls off. He's gonna castrate the man. Talking crazy.
Reverend Jesse Jackson says he's very sorry.
Y'all remember this when Jesse Jackson said he's gonna cut the man balls off.
For remarks he made about Senator Barack Obama. Jackson made the comments after an interview with Fox News, and he says he simply didn't realize his microphone was on.
Do y'all remember this when Jesse Jackson said he was gonna cut the man balls off?
At the time, a videotaped portion of his remarks shows Jackson telling another guest that Barack Obama was, quote, talking down to black people.
As he always has been. Barack Obama has never been a friend to black people. He has never done anything for black people. This is the same African that we put in office. This is the same African that used black people for the black vote and did absolutely nothing. And let me say this. Jesse Jackson was right. Jesse Jackson was right all along. He was talking down to black people. Barack was never for us. Jesse Jackson was more for black people than Barack was ever. Let's just keep it real.
Talking down to black people on those faith-based.
They want to cut his nuts off.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
Remember that? And Jesse Jackson was right.
Science and expertise denigrated while ignorance and dishonesty and cruelty and corruption are reaping untold rewards every single day. We see that. And it's hard to hope in those moments. So it may be tempting to get discouraged.
Give me 1 second, y'all.
give in to cynicism. It may be tempting for some to compromise with power and grab what you can, or even for good people to maybe just put your head down and wait for the storm to pass. But this man, Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson,
he finally got it back to Jesse Jackson after all of that. Then you had Kamala, she was up there.
I predicted a lot about what's happening right now.
I predicted a lot was happening right now. Don't try to give us this I told you so, like, hey, Kamala, like, come on. This is not the time for this. It's the time for this. Honor this great man. Honor this, you know, the great work that he's done. Why are you trying to make this, you know, like, you know, about Trump? Make this about Jesse Jackson. So I just felt like the Democrats, I just want to play a couple of these videos. I just felt like the Democrats were trying to make Jesse Jackson's funeral about them. About the Republican Party, about Donald Trump. And you should be honoring this great man. Jesse Jackson was a great man. You should be honoring him. Not making this funeral about Donald Trump. Right? So that's just what I had to say in terms of that. But let me know what you guys think. This is just me coming out here. I'm going to end the live. I just want to come back here, do a quick little live, talk to y'all a little bit about certain things. I wish more people was in here, being a little bit more interactive so we can talk about a few more things, but it is what it is. I haven't done a live in a while. I understand. Got to get back in the groove of things. But with that being said, listen, y'all have a good night. Toodles. I'm gonna call it a night, man. I'll probably get into a couple of other things another day. All right. So